I'd like you to imagine two worlds. In one world, you wake up, you make yourself your morning cup of coffee. You get dressed, you get ready for work. You check the weather, you see there's a storm outside, or it's unusually warm for November. You maybe check the news, and you see there's been a wildfire somewhere, a cyclone, a drought. You feel something, maybe for a second, but then you swipe. Because you can. Because for you, life still feels predictable, normal, ordinary. Climate change exists, but it's something happening somewhere else to someone else. Now picture the other world. You wake up, and something in the natural rhythm of things is changing. The land you rely on to feed you is drying. The rains you rely on to nourish your crops are coming too hard or not at all. The river that once gave life is now flooding into your home. For you, climate change is not a remote concept, it's an everyday existential threat. This world today is a reality for millions of people. But we feel that these people live in lands far away from us, and we have nothing to do with them, so why should we care? In my book, Stories of Human Resilience in a Changing Climate, I'm portraying the lives of 11 outstanding and inspiring individuals who are dealing with the effects of climate change every day. And when I started writing the book, I wanted to bring stories of hope. Because beyond fatalistic headlines, what I saw were stories of so many individuals every day committed to improve the future of mankind. But I was soon proved wrong. It was not hope what I found. Hope can be defined as the wish or the desire for a particular thing to happen. And the common trait of all the people I spoke with was the uncertainty about what is lying ahead for them. I soon came to realize that what I actually found were stories of resilience. Resilience is an incredible human trait. It means adapting, growing, learning, all of these under uncertainty. It means believing first and foremost in ourselves, regardless of what happens. While hope waits for change to happen, it's resilience that makes change possible. And tonight you'll hear 3 real stories of resilience. And if you pay enough attention, you will soon understand why you need to care. First, there's Vinci. Vinci was a teenager from Mumbai, India. Her worries were of the normal kind: school, friends, exams. Until one day, a huge flood hit her city. And the first thing she saw when she came home from school was her family's new washing machine floating through the entrance. Vinci's family had just managed to rent a new apartment after years of economic hardship. The apartment was on the ground floor, so affordable but vulnerable to heavy rains. After this, Vinci did not have a home for years. But here's the thing: what happened to her eventually gave her the inspiration to become a climate activist. And today, she's fighting for the right of families to have good access to housing that is resilient to climate change, and is helping cities to become more resilient too. Then there is Koji. Koji was a business owner from the beautiful island of Okinawa in Japan. He owned a few cafes on the southern coast of the island. Until one day, he woke up and realized that over 90% of the corals in the island had bleached because of warming waters. That's when he remembers his mother's words about the importance of leaving this earth a little better for the people that come after us. So moved by the dying reef, he decided to sell all his businesses to fully focus on saving corals. After many years of hardship and a lot of obstacles, he finally found a way to grow corals in a lab and plant them back into the ocean, making them more resilient to warming temperatures. Now, he is the head of an organization called CSID, and he's teaching people all around the world how to plant corals and restore our maritime ecosystem. Last but not least is Santiago. Santiago comes from a fisherman village on the coast of Ecuador, surrounded by mangrove forests. For him and for his community, mangroves are not just trees. They actually protect the shore, they keep the sea alive, and ultimately they feed families. After having lived almost all his life in a bigger city, at the age of 90 years old, Santiago learned that climate change was shifting the delicate ecosystem that is supporting mangroves and threatening their livelihoods. And he also found out that the shrimp farming industry was planning to cut the same mangroves down. That's when he decided to move back to his own village. He joined a local NGO, and today he calls himself a mangrove guardian. Every day he hops on a boat and checks the health of the mangrove in the area. Now you may think, okay, but the city of Mumbai or the island of Okinawa or this small village on the coast of Ecuador have nothing to do with Brussels. Well, let me tell you something uncomfortable. You remember I asked you to picture these two worlds. And the first one is where you just watch distant disasters on TV while sipping your coffee. Well, this world is in many ways an illusion. We think we can go about our life as if nothing mattered, until one day we hear about floods in Belgium close to where we live, or droughts in southern Spain where we go on holiday, or forest fires in Italy close to my relatives' home. The truth is that Europe is the fastest warming continent in the world. Climate change is not a faraway, exotic reality. It's an everyday reality happening now to you and to me. Now, of course, we can pretend. We can always pretend that we've always had warm summers. We can pretend that in the past we already had floods or droughts or storms. Or we can choose awareness over denial, connection over isolation, action over apathy. The truth is that all the stories of the book are not stories of despair. They're stories of courage and reconnection. And all of us, we need to start learning from these stories and see climate change as personal and local. It's not only about carbon emissions, not even about policies or not even about lifestyle changes. It's about the relationships and communities that hold us together. Our human systems, our identities, communities, economies, are intertwined with our natural systems, our soil, our water, our seasons. If one is faltering, the other one follows. We began with two imaginary worlds, one comfortable and the other under threat. But the reality is that there's only one world, and it's changing. And climate change is not only an environmental crisis, it's a relationship crisis between humans and nature, between generations, between comfort and consequence. And maybe resilience isn't just about survival. It's about learning what it truly means to belong to this planet and to each other. Thank you.